All right, David, thanks for joining us, Oshkosh Live. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Central Cylinder and the work you guys do?
Well, we're a certified repair station out of Omaha, Nebraska. Family business. My dad actually got the repair station started in 1973, and we've been in the same location here just off of Epley Airport since 1983. So we've been around a minute. And, we started off with cylinders, obviously, since the name, but then we kept adding capabilities. And, we're a full service machine shop as well as a accessory shop and engine overhaul shop. And we've got three generations of Czarneckis down here now. So we're pretty proud of that.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Uh, what makes Central Cylinder different than other shops?
Well, I think what sets us just a little bit apart, there's a lot of good shops out there. This is a small community, general aviation, most all the shops, especially in this Midwest, Great Plains region, we know each other. We help each other out. We do business back and forth. But what makes us a little unique, I guess, is our capabilities list. There's several crankcase shops in the country, and there's lots of engine shops, but we are certified to weld and repair, overhaul crankcases, weld, repair cylinders. We can regrind cams, tappets, all the NDT work. We do mags, we do carburetors, we do fuel pumps. You know, we don't farm anything out unless we need a crankshaft nitrided. So in other words, if you're an FBO and you're doing your own overhaul, I can do all your machine work, do your accessories, get you set up so you can do your field overhaul. And when it comes to this day and age with all the backlogs on getting parts and machine work, you bring me your engine. I don't have to wait 6 to 8 months to get a crankcase back or to get a cam ground. We do it in live real time. We tear down your engine. We rebuild your crankcase. If the cam needs to be reground or if we replace it, we can do it all in house. So we're not waiting on other people. We're not waiting on shipping. And we also have all the quality control here. And on a consumer end, the customer, when they call here, the buck stops here because I can't blame so and so. Did the crankcase call him? Or, well, we didn't do the mag call them. The buck stops here. So when we do the engine, we have a lot of control over it. We also have a lot better opportunity to service our customers if there is a problem after the job's done. So I think that's what makes us a little more unique than some of the other overhaul shops.
Got it. What do you consider your biggest asset in business today?
My biggest asset in business today is absolutely my employees. I've got a good crew. We've got a gentleman here that's been with our family working full time since 1986 at our facility. My brother Dan, we're co-partners in this. We're owners, and he's been here full time since 1984. My dad still comes in and checks on the guys and mentors the young guys. He's 81 years old and still loves the business. All of my people have been here quite some time, and they're all mechanical people. Their hobbies are airboats or race cars, or we're all gearheads down here. And I think that just really, I don't have a high employee turnaround, so it's a family atmosphere. When something comes in the back door, by the time it leaves the front door, the same group of guys that are here all the time have handled that from cradle to the grave. And I think that's my biggest asset, along with our capabilities, being able to do whatever we need done in-house in real time. Like I said, that's really a big asset for, especially the past few years where a lot of cylinders, we haven't been able to get new cylinders. We like to do new cylinders on an overhaul, obviously. But if you can't get them, we can rebuild your cylinders here in real time and get that engine turned around quick. So that's a big asset.
Yeah. So how does the future of piston power general aviation look to you?
Well, as an airport kid that grew up in this, and hanging around all the FBOs growing up and doing inspections with my dad and being a pilot for years myself. it's always been the doom and gloom in this industry. You've always heard piston engines are dead. The fuel's going to be gone. They're going to regulate us out of it. And I don't see that at all. GA's going. The flight schools can't keep up. They can't keep enough airplanes and enough engines in the sky. The private owners, especially the guys with RVs and all this new fun stuff, and the Cirrus owners, they're keeping it alive. The old airplanes are getting restored. I think it just keeps going. 20 years ago, I was kind of staring at that going, well, how's this going to be? And now I'm excited to have, the third generation of my family involved. And I've got some young, talented mechanics here that are involved. I think it's strong. I think it's got a bright future. I really do. I'm excited about it.
Cool. Well, that's great. What else you want to talk, kind of talk about Central Cylinder and work you all do, and how can people find you?
Well, we it's a rarity for us to advertise. We just don't do a lot of it. But what's happened in the past 10 years, 5 years or so, we've gotten so overwhelmed with outside work. In other words, pallets of crankcases coming, piles of connecting rods. So we've kind of retuned the business a little bit over the past few years to where we're still doing that work, but we're kind of controlling the gate, we're doing that by appointment, and concentrating more on our overhauls, prop strikes, IRANs, complete engines to speed up our turn time. And that's been pretty exciting for us, and we're really getting to where we can get an engine in and out quick, despite some of the hurdles. And that's been a good thing. And, we've been fine tuning our equipment over the years. When you've been in business this long, you've got three of everything already, but we just had a nice state of the art magnetic particle machine built for us, custom ordered a few years ago, that should carry us for a long time, and things like that. We're always upgrading our equipment. It's just pretty good stuff going on down here. Like I said, I enjoy the family aspect of our business. That's all of our employees. We're a pretty tight group, and we're a small shop though. That's what is a little bit of a thing. There's only 9 of us. That's not a lot for the amount of work we do. But you can find us on the web, centralcylinder.com. And, that's about the only way to find us, or just give us a call. And we can handle about anything from a small repair to, complete engines and, all the accessories. We're the only company left in the world doing Simmons fuel injection, which for the old Queen Airs and Aero Commanders, not a lot of those out there, but we're still doing them. We have the rights to that, and a few unique things like that. Yeah.
It's great. Well, Dave, thanks for talking with us, and we were glad to have you here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You guys have a good one.